GPT 5.2 and a lot of improvements on the GitHub Copilot agents and the agents in Visual Studio Code. This and more in this episode of Developer News for the calendar weeks 49 and 50. OpenAI releases GPT 5.2, which improves upon almost every metric compared to its predecessor. According to the blog post, especially the thinking mode was improved drastically. Same as the previous model, it comes in 3 different versions: Instant, Thinking and Pro. It was also made available to the API directly after release. GPT 5.2 and Gemini 3 are now in public preview for GitHub Copilot. Copilot Enterprise and Business admins have to enable these models specifically. GitHub Enterprise users can elate over increased product limits, like up to 5,000 users instead of 500 or 2,500 enterprise team instead of previously only 100. On the repository dashboard, there was a filter function added, similar to the one recently added to the issues and pull requests overview. There you can create custom filters that appear on the sidebar. In GitHub discussions, there is a new functionality that you can post as admin if you're an administrator of a repository. This hides your username in the post. This is to distinguish between personal posts and posts related to the project. The November release of Visual Studio Code version 1.107 comes with improvements to its AI developer experience. Like the previous introduced overview of all your agent tasks now moved to the Copilot chat window and is displayed above the chat. Furthermore, you can now delegate tasks to these agents in a separate branch in your Git work tree, so the agents are no longer bound to your currently open workspace. The model selector is now customizable with the ability to hide and view certain entries. This new overview also displays things like context size, capabilities and more. But there were also changes unrelated to AI, like the ability to view your current Git stashes in the repository overview. The ability to log in using native experiences that is known from Windows and was previously also introduced on ARM macOS devices is now also available for Debian-based Linux distros and Intel Macs. But this required the device to be enrolled in Microsoft Intune. JetBrains, IntelliJ and other IDEs were updated to version 2025.3. With this version, the IntelliJ Community and Ultimate editions were merged into a single product. Ultimate's premium features are just hidden until you activate its license. The new enhanced command completion feature suggests postfix completions after you press a dot. If you press 2 dots, you can search through all the suggestions. These suggestions include things like changing the access modifier of the current item. Furthermore, the previously introduced island theme is now the new default theme. In PHP Storm, support for PHP 8.5 was added, and the Laravel plugin is now included by default. Some sad news for all the JetBrains fleet users. JetBrains Unified IDE will be discontinued and no longer available for downloading starting December 22nd. Google introduced a new interactions API for its AI models, like Gemini. The new API, which is currently in beta, is made with newer AI features in mind, like the thinking mode. With this new API comes Gemini Deep Research to the public. This model is usable for longer context gathering and synthetic tasks. In the Microsoft Store, there is now a new section dedicated to Windows themes. If you want to publish themes yourself there is an interest form for artists and companies in the blog post linked in the description. If you are using the Entra PowerShell module with version 1.1.0, there is no longer a need to use a specific version of the Microsoft Graph module. You can always use the newest version of either module independently. And the last thing, SharePoint Framework 1.22 released, which changes its build pipeline from gulp to heft. There were no major other updates in this release. That's already it for these 2 weeks. we will see each other next week. Leave a like if you liked the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And goodbye.